I'm really upset. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm totally freaked out. And I told you this last week before the shooting. I just love my children so much. And I love my children so much and their innocence. I love other people's children. And I know what everybody's thinking and saying who's got children. That's why the globalists use the murder of children to control us. We've got instincts that God gave us, ladies and gentlemen. And my instincts are just going off like bloody murder right now. Bloody murder. Okay, and it isn't just these 20 kids. And, you know, I try to hold back. My gut tells me the White House, people controlling the governments were involved in this. That's what my gut tells me. And it's not even the gut, it's the heart. People call it the gut. It's right here in my heart. I know things. I feel things.
Is making up a heinous lie about tragic deaths something you can be sued for, or is it covered by freedom of speech?
For years on his radio show, Alex Jones said the Sandy Hook shooting, which claimed the lives of 20 children and 6 adults, was fake.
But don't ever think the globalists that have hijacked this country wouldn't stage something like this. They kill little kids all day, every day. I mean, they're doing it. They're doing it.
The families are suing Jones after they say he made false claims about the shooting.
2 separate lawsuits detail the pain and mental anguish Neil Heslin, Leonard Posner, and Veronique De La Rosa say they're going through.
In the lawsuit, De La Rosa and Posner say Jones's comments have caused them a severe degree of mental stress and anguish, which have disrupted their daily routine and caused a high degree of psychological pain.
I want an apology. I want my name cleared by him, and not just to his followers, to society in general. And, you know, the claims that it did not happen, I want him to admit to it and come clean on his lies.
I am not the Sandy Hook man. I always question big events when they first happen. The internet was questioning many anomalies of Sandy Hook, some of which turned out to not be real anomalies, some of which were still unsolved anomalies.
It is Tuesday, December 18th, 2012, and here's a little look at some of our top headlines.
Connecticut police say they will prosecute anyone spreading information about the Sandy Hook shooting that has not been approved by the so-called authorities.
The official story of Sandy Hook has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. I've since learned that those anomalies weren't right. I've said that I thought Sandy Hook happened, and I apologize. And I invite the families on the show. Why does Alex Jones say my child didn't die when I'm not saying that? The media continues to misrepresent what I've said. And the next day, Alex Jones says nothing happened again, and Alex Jones is attacking the families.
It took me about a year with Sandy Hook to come to grips with the fact that the whole thing was fake.
I already apologized 5-6 years ago. I probably apologized 20 or more times on air.
That is disgusting, and it should be disqualifying in terms of ever taking him seriously.
He's a despicable human being.
And so it's like a cat getting caught in the axle of a car was going on the road. They're not gonna let it go.
Just this month, a Florida woman was sentenced to 5 months in prison for sending death threats to a Sandy Hook parent. Her defense attorney says she was primarily motivated by InfoWars.
He may be America's best-known conspiracy theorist, but this week, Alex Jones's content will be a little harder to find. That's because iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube all removed his audio and video material from their platforms.
Twitter gives Alex Jones the boot,
calling them, quote, a dangerous individual.
It's not enough to deplatform me and take me off 60-plus systems so I can then be demonized and lied about and can't respond. It's about silencing everybody else.
I think he's the test case. I think that if they are successful in muzzling Alex Jones, then it's only a matter before patriots are subject to the same treatment. I think this is a test.
I don't try to make mistakes on purpose. I'm not trying to lie to people. I try to tell the truth, and sometimes I'm wrong. Did the New York Times get in trouble? Did their writers get in trouble for consciously lying about WMDs that then led to a war that starved millions of people to death and killed tens of thousands in conflict? No.
We are on the record for the videotaped deposition of Alex Jones, taken on Thursday, March 14th, 2019. The time is approximately 12:02 p.m. Will the court reporter please swear in a witness?
Would you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured. I couldn't believe it at first. I knew they had actors there, clearly, but I thought they killed some real kids. And it just shows how bold they are, that they clearly used actors.
Mistake or not mistake, Anderson Cooper was in front of a blue screen.
The only reason I would say it's not 100% because somebody asked him if he was there and he denied being at the funeral.
You know that's not true.
So, no, there's video of it. There's video of a guy asking him during a taping of a show. He said, "Hey, were you at the funeral?" And he goes, "No, I wasn't."
Right, he wasn't at and inside the funeral.
Recently, your lawyer said in a legal document, there is no dispute that the Sandy Hook tragedy was real with tragic loss of life. You stand by that, that's what you admit is true now?
Yes.
Okay.
You understand that an expert who has decades of service in the FBI in video forensics determined that that was not a blue screen, but was simply video compression. Did you know that?
I've heard people say stuff. You know, the FBI also said they put up photos of two guys who supposedly bombed the Boston Marathon and said they didn't know who they were when they'd interviewed them. So the FBI lies a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't trust the FBI?
I don't really trust much in the government.
On your show, you showed maps and addresses used by a parent who complained because in your mind, he was running an anti-free speech foundation, right?
I did not show that footage.
What do you mean you didn't show it? Aren't you you run InfoWars, right?
We showed, I think, a U-Haul empty parking lot to debunk a thing that the guy has using a false address. And we said that's normal to use an address when you're a public figure. I remember, like, when you said that, I remember going and trying to find it, and I was like, this is us saying it's a parking lot and a U-Haul. We're not showing what this guy's house is.
Yeah, that's where he picks up his mail. It's a U-Haul store. You can get a post office box there, right?
But you said we were sending people to their houses and stuff. That wasn't true.
I've certainly never said that.
Well, that's what they were saying. That's what the media was saying.
All I'm asking you.
Never sent anybody to their houses, never done that, never said people need to harass them. That's not true. They have just taken me and created this character, the straw man. They own this creature. So it doesn't matter what Alex Jones really does. They now have created this Alex Jones. And then they get to do what they want with that. So it's how they steal your identity. You're trash. Hey, come tell me on camera. Come here, coward. Come here, coward. Oh. Right here on camera. Right here. Tell people intellectually who you are.
Intellectually who I am?
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm your mama.
Yeah, I can't even talk. Look at you. This is what they've turned the people into. This is it right here. Literal slave of the system. See that? That's who they are. Look at this slave. That was great. Come on, hit me. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know. This is the brainwashing. You see? And I'm proud of this because this is who they are. I've deliberately. That's why they're allied with jihadis, because they hate the West so much. They hate the West so much. They hate the prosperity, because if you look at that guy, he was physically grotesque. He was physically soul-sucked. He was physically empty. And that's why we have to come out here and show people what's going on, because these people are bots. They're in a cult. How you doing? I have people walk to me on the street every few weeks and say, hey man, why don't you leave those kids alone? Why don't you stop saying Sandy Hook didn't happen? Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flip me off. Come on, coward. No. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
But I want to ask you, now looking back on this, are you sorry?
You know, I did all this from a good place in my heart, and I'm really sad the establishment has lied so much and done so much that the public doesn't believe what they're told anymore. There's been a real loss of confidence in the system, you know, everything I've done has been from a place of really trying to get people to think and trying to find out the truth. And I've certainly been wrong about things, and you know, but it came from a place of really trying to do my best job. And so I'm overall proud of getting the public to be skeptical and getting people to think for themselves. And
let me get this straight. These videos we just watched today, you're proud
of those videos?
I'm proud of the compendium of my work, not small clips taken out of context. And I'm a good person. There was a point in my life, probably turned the corner about 7, 8 years ago, where I'd seen so many lies, it was easier mentally to become radicalized and just say, everything's a lie.
Is that what you want to be remembered for?
I don't think we're going to be remembered for Sandy Hook.
What do you think you're going to be remembered for?
I know that's what you want. I know that.
So, okay, let's put me in prison for questioning, okay, even though that's my right. In fact, let's execute Alex Jones. Let's put me in front of a firing squad and pull the trigger.